for your girl.
That's right, podcast.
It's pop for your girl.
We're trying to go out.
Pop for your girl. It's pop for your girl. Hey, what's up, you guys? It is your girl, Wagochi Alice Lewis here, and welcome to Pod for Your Girl. Yes, we are back with another episode, and if this is your first time joining us, we just want to say welcome. And you are here, you joined us at the right time, because I hope you guys are ready, because this is a special episode, because I got my sis, not just any sis, my real blood sis with me here in the building. What's up? This is my sister, Niekachi Nwogu.
Hey, everyone. Sis number 2.
Yes. So I'm not the oldest. She's older than me. But she's the second because she has a twin.
I have a twin. Yes, yeah. We're 3 minutes apart.
Yeah, her twin is the oldest. But this is my big sister, you guys. So it's phenomenal that we could do this episode together. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
And have we were just sister talk.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going.
Sister talk.
We were just talking about it, how we have these sister talks all the time, which if you have a sister, like a blood sister, you know, like y'all have like sister talks all the time. Like y'all talk about y'all life. Mm-hmm. What else? We talk about
ups and downs.
Food. Yep.
Career
Family
stuff. Yeah. Family, friends.
Anything.
We talk everything and anything.
Yeah, and sometimes we just be talking for like hours at a time, and can happen in what we say in the living room, in the kitchen,
the dining room, the car. I think my favorite place is the dining room so far.
Why?
I don't know. You're at the table and you eating food with it.
Well, yeah. When you can incorporate food, I feel yep. That could be definitely a blessing. I like talking in the car for some reason.
Especially in your car.
What? My God. Okay.
I was just telling you, your car is so comfortable.
I like my car.
Yeah,
I think the black inside.
Yeah, it just makes it intimate.
Yeah.
And you protect it, you cover it.
Yeah. Like, I just like the car. And then if you have like a good parking spot, like next to trees and like something scenic or serene.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, no, your car just sets the mood.
Yeah. I like the car. Y'all know, like if you just are on the phone in the car, like, I don't know. Do you get out the car or you finish your conversation in the car?
It depends. With you, I mean, I'm going to finish the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have it any other way.
Yeah. I think I always finish the conversation in the car.
Yeah.
I just try to stay in my car as long as I can.
Yeah.
It's a moment of peace for me. I don't know. That's weird.
Just
okay,
we're let it out. You leave it in the car.
Yeah.
Right? What you say here stays here in the car, and then you go on with your next.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a privacy. I don't know. Sacred. Does anybody's car feel sacred to y'all? Like, I don't know. It's so weird. Maybe because I'm a mom too. Mm-hmm. Like before you go in the house with all the chaos with the kids and family and stuff, it's just like, let me stay in my little bubble as long as I can.
No one's interrupting you. For sure. I can understand that. No, I can understand that. I for sure can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, y'all, we're off. But I do, going back to what we were talking about, we have these sister conversations all the time. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it does happen in the car. Sometimes it's in the house. Sometimes it's in the dining room. Sometimes it's in the living room. Sometimes it's on the porch. Sometimes it's on the phone. But we just be talking, y'all, about stuff, life. And so today we're excited that we get to have one of those conversations here with you, bringing you into our world. Mm-hmm. And y'all, like today, guess what our topic is?
What?
I bet y'all can't guess. Well, y'all can't guess. If you clicked on the episode, you seen the link, you seen the topic.
You see the title.
But yes, y'all, it is growing up African, y'all. That is our topic today. We're going to dive into it. We're going to really talk about what it was like growing up African. If y'all don't know already by the names, Wugochi, Niekachi.
Yeah. African as African can get.
We
love
African,
it,
y'all.
Love it. Love my name. Love my name. Yeah.
Yes. But did you always love your name?
No. It was a situation, guys. I mean, I don't even remember when I started to love my name.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know, I remember when I didn't like my name. But I don't remember when I started to like my name.
Yeah. Well, when didn't you like your name?
Oh, man. Well, we got teased a lot.
Yeah.
Like in grade school, middle school. I want to say high school as well. But high school kind of got better. We started to mature, right? So our classmates and, our friends. So it didn't really happen too much in high school. But I would say for sure grade school was terrible.
Yeah.
We got picked on can be. It was something. And I think what I say now, there's so much appreciation for the African culture. It's just so amazing to see. It's different
now. Oh my gosh.
I still have those moments.
African is kind of popular now. That's crazy.
It's a beautiful popular. It's not like a popular where it's like a trend. It's like a beautiful thing just to see people want to know and embrace difference.
But people actually like the culture now. When we was growing up in the 90s, it was people didn't like the culture. People, it was people that didn't know the culture didn't like the culture. But if you was African, you kind of like the culture. I know for me, I didn't grow up using my name, Wugochi.
That's right.
So I didn't have to worry about being teased about my first name. Yeah. The only time I worried about it was when the teacher was calling the roll.
Oh, the roll? Your tribal name was on there?
No, our last name.
Oh, the last name. Yeah, you couldn't escape that.
You couldn't escape that.
I think, got
our
to
last
the ends
name
and it was over. I'm telling you. Be sitting in that seat squirming. And then you looking around to see if there are any teaser kids in the classroom.
Yes.
If you had quiet kids, then you okay. But if you had those loudmouth kids just already just joking about other kids' names that came before you, it's over.
Oh my God.
You might as well just prepare.
If you hear them laugh at Shaquana,
or
something that got messed up that was regular,
right?
You just knew that when it got to your African name, it was gonna be a wrap
every year.
All you had to do was pray that your teacher didn't say it. She would just be
yeah.
But that rarely happened.
Yeah, it was always Nwogu
or Waku.
Yeah,
Nwogu.
There would be a long pause.
It would be. But our last name is Nwogu, y'all, and it's spelled Nwogu.
Yeah.
And so the N was silent.
Silent.
So when you read it on the paper, it's hard for people to get that. Mm-hmm. And so anytime, you call the roll, I don't even know if they still do that in school anymore. But I remember it was a paper list where the teacher would go through each student to mark them absent or not. Now I think it's computerized.
Yeah.
So I don't even think they have to go through that trauma. The kids nowadays don't even have to worry about that. Yeah, it's electrical. That's how they keep track. But back then it was paper and they had to check you off every day.
I literally remember the teacher standing there going by each name.
Every day.
And you just wait. Just wait.
Every day.
Just wait to hear. Wait to get the chuckles.
Wait for people to laugh. And then even the funny thing is you would expect them to do that the first day of school. And then the second day of school, it wouldn't be funny no more because you already knew that was my name.
Right.
But they laughed every time.
Every time. It didn't stop. Well, it eventually stopped.
As we got older.
But the teasing just never stopped. So the whole roll call situation, that stopped by the second day. But the
Oh
teasing.
my God,
like,
that's crazy. Okay, flashback moment,
so-
y'all. But we're going to kind of get into the episode, y'all, because that's not all. We're not just talking about our names and everything. That's just one part of growing up African, but there's so much more that we're going to talk about. But first, we're going to get into the Go Girl segment, y'all. And so I have an amazing Go Girl for you guys on this episode. And of course, y'all already know it's usually the guest of honor. So yes, my sis, I want to give her the Go Girl on this episode and say you are amazing, you are wonderful, you are phenomenal.
Oh, you're so
For those of y'all,
sweet.
thank you.
She's a sweetheart, y'all.
Thank
I'm not
you.
just saying that because she's my sister. Like, she really is sweet.
Oh, thank you.
So proud of
but
you.
I just want to say go, girl, because for those of y'all that don't know, she is a therapist and she has been licensed for what,
Since
9 years?
2018. Yeah, that would
What
be.
is that? 6? 2018, 19, 20, 21,
count.
22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so about 7 years.
Yeah,
6
7 years. But I've been practicing for a really long time.
Yeah, like she's been in this
Over
in
10
this
years.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And so I just want to say go ahead and keep going.
Yeah.
Keep doing everything that the Lord has called you to do. I know you're not just a therapist, but you're a minister. You love the Lord.
Yes.
You continue to minister. You have that gift
Yes,
of
I
ministry.
do.
And so I just thank
I
God
love the
for
word of
you.
God. I love the gospel.
Yes. And thank God for you every day. Everything that God has called you to
thank
do.
God
It's
for you too.
amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
Yes.
she gets the Go Girl on today's episode. There's so many other phenomenal African women out there too. Do you have one that you really like a Nigerian woman that you feel like is just like super phenomenal?
Could be anyone. Man, just anyone? Oh my goodness. Y'all, I mean, I think about my mom.
Oh,
Yeah, I think about her right now. I mean, there's so many other people, but I mean, my mom is amazing. I mean, where do I start?
So it's very strong.
Yes.
Epitome of strength.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
how I describe our
I
mom.
am in love. Like
Yeah.
every time I see her, I'm reminded of, man, we are where we are because of you, because of everything you showed us in terms of just prayer and faithfulness and humility and kindness. And you know what I mean? Just taking care of a whole household. It's 5 of us and then her husband. And I mean,
Yeah, five kids,
Amazing.
y'all. She
Amazing.
had 5 kids, so definitely strong. You gotta be strong to do that.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
She held it down, and I remember like getting bullied, and I would always run home to her, and she would just be like, "Oh, it's okay. Like you're gonna be okay. Don't worry about that." Like she would just
Yes.
like
I
try to
remember
encourage you
that.
through it, make sure like you don't have to worry about those kids. Like just
She never
keep-
overreacted
Yeah,
or
she
got
never-
mad or
yeah.
like wanted to go face them or anything.
Yeah, she just encouraged us.
Yeah.
to like
It's
keep
just always
going.
loving and peaceful. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. Our mom is the MVP for real.
Yes.
Who else?
Well, I can think of, I don't know if you've heard of her, but Victoria Orenze.
Oh, yeah. The
my
worshiper.
God, my goodness. Yes.
Yes,
I
she's
mean,
powerful.
Powerful
yeah.
woman of God. So
Yeah.
she's a minister. She's
Yeah.
also a worshiper. She writes
Yeah.
her own songs.
Yes.
And she also teaches and preaches the word of God.
Yes, powerful
I mean,
Nigerian woman of
yeah.
God.
So inspiring.
Worship is phenomenal.
Yes.
Like I had the
Amazing.
pleasure of seeing her live one day, and woof.
You can't sit that long. You just got to get 5 minutes.
Oh my
Because you will be
gosh.
laid out in the spirit. I'm telling you, like if you really
Victoria
sit and listen to her.
Orenze.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all gotta look
So
her
good.
up. She is powerful, powerful voice, powerful voice. You know who else I like? Yvonne Orji.
Oh.
Is that her last name? Orji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's doing some
She's
nice,
pretty
really
good.
good things. She's an
Yeah.
actress. She used to play in Insecure. She used to have a podcast called Jesus and Jollof.
Yes, you're the one who told me about it.
Yes, but I think her
So
and she was
creative.
doing it with Lovey Ajayi.
Ajayi.
Yeah, they had a podcast together, and they were so funny. It was like a Nigerian culture, just like this episode, but like very like funny and just talking about daily life or whatever, just like this episode. So yeah, it's some amazing Nigerian women doing some powerful, amazing, wonderful things. My sis is one of them. So once again, you get the go girl for this episode. So thank you for everything that you are doing for the world.
You know,
changing
trying.
the world.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. Amen.
Yes,
amen. But we are going to go into the Pat Your Weave segment, y'all. And so for the Pat Your Weave segment on this episode, we are going to do something different. We are going to break the stereotypes. I know we always break stereotypes about women of color, but on this episode, we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to be breaking and dissecting stereotypes about Africans. Like, what are some things that people think about Africans? And we're going to do it in a funny way. We're going to do it a rapid fire. Like, we're going to answer these questions. So I have a list of questions that we're going to take time to talk about together, because I know her perspective growing up African is different from my perspective growing up African, you know, and which is definitely okay. But we're going to see like how they differ. What are some perspectives? What are some things that happened with her that I may not have been affected with, or what are some things that you may have been affected with, but I wasn't, like, you know, and vice versa.
For sure.
And so we're going to do a rapid fire. It's 10 questions, you guys. And so the first one is, did our parents ever say, as long as you live under my roof? Do you ever remember them saying that, like, in like a Nigerian way, or like
Nigerian accent coming out?
Yeah.
Even as you get started.
Do you feel like mommy and daddy used to say that?
You know, I don't know if they said it in those exact words, but they definitely said, you know, as long as you're in this house.
Yeah.
As long as you're eating this food, you know, as long as you're sleeping in this house.
Yeah.
Right. And then what would come after that is like, if you don't like it, then get out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, get out.
Oh
yes.
my God. Yes.
And it usually came right after, when we try to demand our way. We try to tell them they were wrong. This is how you do things in America. Right. So we just, you know, clashed a whole lot because, you know, we're in America and they still had their own, you know, the traditional ways of doing things and like responding to things and responding to us as teens or young girls growing up, and my brother, right? So yeah, for sure. Like I do remember that.
Yeah, no, for real. I remember that.
Real.
I remember like us wanting to go outside with no shoes on.
I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I know that was like a rule for our house. Like, you know, I can't remember them actually saying as long as we live in this house, because I think that's more of an American thing, right? But I do remember. Oh no, not what you said. Hold on, let me rewind it. I don't remember them saying as long as you live under this roof.
Right.
Because to me, that was more American.
Yes.
But
the roof part.
As long as you live in this house, you will wear shoes when you go outside.
Yeah. And I think it was a situation. Like, if we did not put our shoes on, we would stop everything and say, we don't have our shoes on, and run so
back
fast.
home, yes. If our dad was coming home, or if our mom would catch us outside with our shoes off, it would be crazy. Why did we go outside with no shoes on?
I'm trying to understand, why was that such a thing?
It was a thing.
It was a thing, y'all.
Like, we did not wear shoes. We would be all the way down the street, and like none of us
like
we would be barefoot.
Yeah.
No socks.
Yeah.
I'm talking about barefoot outside.
I think it just I think now that you're talking about it,
all the way, we would be down the street. Wait, down there.
in our neighborhood, in our cul-de-sac. We weren't like past like our main street or whatever. But I think it was a comfort thing. I think like that hard cement just felt so
I still feel the grass on my feet.
It felt better. Like,
that's crazy.
Not having shoes on was more comfortable than having shoes on.
For sure.
That's what it was. You just felt free.
Yeah, for sure.
You felt free.
100%. Yeah, I remember having to put shoes on after being outside without them. Yeah. And 100% you felt restricted.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Period. You felt restricted.
That's
okay.
what it was.
Next question. Were you expected to be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer? Or was there any other only acceptable careers?
My goodness.
I already know.
You know what? You're going to go first.
It was different. It was different for us. It was different for both of us. But yes, like I think I was expected to be a lawyer. I was always like, talked to about, oh, you would be great with law. You would be great with this. You would be great with that. And it was just like something that I just was not interested in doing. I think like, for me, it was just like I was a creative no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I just knew like there was no way that I was going to do anything else that wasn't going to be in like a creative lane. Mm-hmm. And so, there were some only acceptable careers after they realized, oh, no, she's not going to be no lawyer. There was some other things that like, I was trying to be pushed into doing.
Yeah, that could pass.
That could pass for like a stable job / career, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do those.
I remember when you first announced that you would be sewing, you would be making clothes, and I think at that point, and I can't remember if it was my mom or dad, but I think at that point, Daddy just agreed, and he was like, okay, well, get her a sewing machine or something. You end up getting a sewing machine. And then I think he connected it to, okay, well, then go to school for it or whatever, right? Like,
well, so yes. So I did get a sewing machine.
Yeah.
But first it was hair.
It was hair first?
It was hair first. Okay, because at first,
sewing.
I didn't think I could really do the fashion thing. Like, it was like I really wanted to do it, but it just wasn't something that I knew the path, there wasn't like a clear path. I didn't have like a mentor or an internship or anything like that to like guide me. So I just kind of settled for hair. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like, of course, like, my dad was like, you really think you could do that? Like, I don't know if that's like lucrative. Can you support yourself? And so I had to like make a case.
It took time.
Like I had to make a case. I had to be like, look, this is what I can do. I could be a celebrity hairstylist. If you talk to my dad now, he would tell you. I came with like the facts. I was like, these people, they do celebrity hair. Like, you can make money. You could do da-da-da. And so he really like believed me. He was like, oh, she's going to be a celebrity hairstylist. Okay, well, let me support that. Mm-hmm. And he did. I remember he drove me to hair school, cosmetology school, like almost every other day.
I remember that. Yeah. He
so,
ended up getting there.
I had to make my case though.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And I don't know how it is with every like African family, but if you are stepping out of the, the realm of what they think should be your life or your path or your journey, you have to prove yourself.
Yes. You got to prove that it's gonna be able to support you,
right?
And like you're not just gonna be like playing around and stuff like that. Yeah,
and I think too, like, and maybe most parents in general are like this, but I think they have to see and feel like, oh, she means business.
Yeah, like she's
not budging. Mm-hmm. And it was this one; she was not budging.
Yeah, no,
which was good.
I wasn't, y'all. But what about you? Do you feel
about
like...
me? Oh my goodness. I mean, I think I think it was, I mean, right after we graduated, like, it was nursing. Like, it was nursing school. And, if I could go back now, and I think I talked about this before, if I could go back, I would have taken the time to research. I would have taken the time to
like all the things,
like what is a career, right? Like I remember doing a project in high school, maybe junior, senior year, about what you want to be when you grow up. And I think I said physician's assistant. And even then I just picked something. But like after we graduated high school, it was just, I think that's all we heard was nursing.
Yeah.
I don't even think we had any other career choice brought into the forefront. Like high school, we were just, focused on graduating and getting out and enjoying our summer. We didn't go to know, I think I went to the career counselor like once or twice, but that was more of about grades and like getting out the Georgia high school graduation test. But I never researched a career.
Yeah.
Never.
I can't say that I did either, honestly. Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was
growing up African.
It was a situation.
you gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I think too for y'all, because y'all are the oldest, it was more pressure to like
sure.
do. So by the time it got to me, they were already in nursing school. So like, okay, well this one, if she don't go to nursing school, I already got 2 that's in, like, you know what I mean? So, okay, next, true or false? You had a special outfit for church.
Like now or like just growing up?
Growing up. Going to church. What we have to wear.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it was really those ruffle
dresses,
puff dresses.
And if you didn't wear a dress to church, no, you changing.
Yeah, there was no such thing as pants.
No, you had to wear your dress.
You had to wear your dress, and it was those like little patent leather shoes with
my gosh,
the little buckle in the front. They were white, right? They were shiny white. I don't think there were ever another color. Yeah, it was always a dress. And I think that was up until what age?
There was no like dressy casual. Like what y'all see now, like come as you are in Nigerian household, there's no come as you are.
I mean, but now even just the Nigerian culture, that's just how it is. You dress and you dress well.
For sure. Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
When you have no say so as to how you're going to put things together.
Yeah, you was gonna change if you didn't.
The ruffle and the puff.
What's the next one? Oh, this is a good one. What dish instantly reminds you of home?
Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so many. I think there's a few though. I mean, like today.
It's different, but go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Like today I had okra soup.
Oh yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
I haven't had okra soup. Let me say it right. Okra soup.
It sounds different soup. When you say it like okra soup.
It's like, fried okra? No. Like, okra soup. Okra soup.
Okra soup. Okra.
Oh my goodness.
You got to say okra soup.
Okra. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. I can't even, look, I'm like stuck right now. But I had okra soup today. Oh. And I haven't had okra soup in so long. I think the last time I had it had to been like maybe late 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still remember the smell of mommy when she's cooking that.
Yeah. The okra soup. Like
okra soup.
Specifically.
Yeah. And sometimes, so okra soup for those of y'all that don't know, like okra is like slimy. It's like a stew.
It's blended.
Where they like, sometimes my mom, she'll do it with like, she's done it with like crab, seafood.
She was just saying crab today.
But most of the time it's like with chicken, but it's like a veggie type of stewish dish. I really don't know how to describe it. You really just got to try it. But it's really, really good.
Look it up on YouTube.
Look it up on YouTube. Sometimes they eat it with fufu or like you don't have to eat it like that though if you don't want to. You can eat it with rice. Yeah. But it's good. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I think the one that reminds me, do you know?
I want to guess. Can I guess?
Yes.
Peanut butter soup?
Yes! Yeah! Hey. Woo! peanut butter
So good.
soup. Yes, y'all.
So good.
That is it. But I mean, for y'all, we say peanut butter soup, but it's not soup.
Yeah.
It's like a stew.
Yeah.
And it's like creamy, rich.
So
now I'm vegetarian, so I gotta ask my mom how we can make this thing into like a vegetarian dish.
Don't put no chicken or meat in it.
Don't put the chicken in it, but we gotta put something.
Would you eat the broth?
Maybe
though?
if it's like curry,
like
how
tofu?
tofu.
Oh, for sure. Oh, tofu
peanut
would
butter.
be right. You know,
My mouth is like
Listen.
watering talking about it. But that right there, that was my dish. Like anytime my mom would cook that,
so good. I mean, it's peanut butter, creamy tomato, like sauce is blended in it to make the stew. The spices. I don't know. It's just that's comfort food.
Yeah. With the rice. Oh my God.
Yes.
So good, y'all. And then it's like a spicy, it has like a kick to it. So good. Okay. So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Ooh, who is stricter, mom or dad?
This is a no-brainer. I'm going to say mom and see what you say.
Okay.
Oh, yes. My dad. Like the quintessential Nigerian Igbo father.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and I don't know when I finally said to myself, oh, that's just how the culture is. Like, that's just how fathers are. I mean, there are differences, but if you have a Nigerian father, it's just hands down, he's the strict one. Yeah. If you have a parent from Nigeria in general, like it can be the mom from Nigeria, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think it definitely varies in different Nigerian households, but for sure, our dad was stricter. Yeah. Like, we don't know why, but it was like that. He was the one that was like, no.
Yeah.
Or put your foot down.
This way or no way.
Yes. Yes. It was, I think as we got older, it got a little bit better. But, definitely our dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. What is one thing African parents never apologize for?
Oh. So interesting. This is a really good question. Because, like, if you try to name, hey, you were wrong, can you at least acknowledge? There is no acknowledgement. And it's like, you will be thinking about that for weeks. Like, did you not? Like, you were wrong and you still don't. But I think there's a few things. I mean, like, if they yell, like, yeah, you're not the one they're not overreacting, you're overreacting. Like, because like the culture and like, the accent, the like intensity around like, so I don't know if you all know, like if you watch Nigerian movies, but there's so many of them out there that's really intense, and like if there's something they're passionate about, or if they're really trying to like hone in on a subject, or if you did something as a child and you did not stay in a child's place, they get very intense. And so they'll start, just talking in the dialect or in the language just to try to put you in your place.
Yeah. And
you don't have a voice.
Yeah.
And they will let
won't
you know.
Apologize for that at all.
No.
Yeah, no. Like, how nowadays, like my 8-year-old, he has a say about like almost everything. But yeah. And then if we don't let him say something, we're like, okay, well, we're sorry you didn't feel heard in that moment. Like, we're sorry we didn't hear you say that or something like that.
Yeah, there's no validation
for that.
There's no empathy. So know how
what
like
didn't feel heard.
Yeah, what does that mean? What do you feel heard? Go. Like, there is no validation. There's no empathy. There's no like reflection. There is no like all of those like parenting skills, techniques, and things that you learn like, around mental health and how to talk with
Yeah. I had to find that out myself.
Yeah,
but that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Because
you didn't see it.
we did not get that. I think another thing is like, if it's for your own good, I'm not apologizing for that. Like, period.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I would never forget my mom. There was a piece of glass stuck in the bottom of my foot. Like the bottom of my heel.
Because we're barefooted, remember?
Oh my gosh.
We used to walk outside with no shoes, remember that?
It was a piece of glass in my foot, y'all. And I did not want her to take it out. I was like screaming, and I was just sitting there with like my foot, holding my foot up. Yeah. And she told me, she was like, oh, look right there. What time is it? And I turned around, and she just yanked it out. And
I can't remember that.
And walked off.
Yeah. There is no like,
she just woof.
Let me care for this right now. Go. It's time to go. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence.
And I just was like screaming, crying, and it wasn't like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm sorry. It was for your own good. I had to pull it out, you know. And then she just brought me some food. I guess that was the apology.
Yeah. Yeah. There is no taking your time and like preparing. It's just like, get it done.
Yeah.
Get it
done.
done.
My God.
Like I remember we were sick. Anytime we were sick, like we have a cold, we stay home from school. We don't get to say which medicine we want. Like sometimes we didn't like the nasty medicines. And we would tell, like my dad would rack up like orange juice and Robitussin and like, you know, the liquid Tylenol. Like he was the medicine king in a way. Yeah. Like he would have like
a medicine cabinet.
Everything that you need from the drugstore. Like he didn't play that, which is great.
If you hear one cough,
you don't get to say, it's just an allergy. No, you're sick. It's an allergy. No, you're sick.
No, go get the Robitussin. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was real.
Unapologetic.
Everything was like 10 times magnified.
Yeah.
Like the littlest things.
Yes, for sure. Oh my God. Okay. What else? Oh, okay. I'm going to switch this one up a little bit, but do you remember like everyone is pretty much auntie and uncle?
Oh. For sure.
Like we had to greet everyone as like your big auntie, your big uncle, or like, you know, it was like we was always related to another African.
Right. Yeah, like if we were 8 years old and then someone was 15, that's our aunt. Like that's your big aunt already.
Yeah, like that was crazy. Like we would not know someone for like, or we would meet them the first time and they would be like immediately like auntie. And that's something like I kind of like have adopted to where like our kids, like if they, you know, if it's someone that I know, like instead of calling them miss, I'll be like, let's just call them auntie or something versus like miss such and such.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's similar to the American culture, and I think it's similar to other like, you know, nations in Africa. So I think for us, we knew that they weren't like our blood family. And that was the other thing, like growing up, it was just our immediate family here. Like it was just, you know, our parents and then us. And so we knew that. Our parents made that clear. You know, everyone is in Europe or in Africa or in other places in the US. Right. So anytime someone came over, we knew we were going to call them aunts. Yeah. Or it was more of aunt versus
than uncle. True.
Yeah. But we knew the truth. Like you weren't aunt.
Yeah.
You were aunt because it's like more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you know, just other nations in Africa. So the Kenyan or Kenya, I have a really good friend from Kenya and her niece and nephew, they call me aunt. Yeah. Auntie Kachi.
Yeah. Oh,
I know.
Auntie Kachi.
It's so sweet. But I know I'm like, this is just tradition. This is like respect. It's part of like the culture there. It's actually a good thing. Yeah. You know?
No, so. For real. I like it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what stereotype about Africans annoy you the most?
Well, I think back then, I would say one from then and then to now, or in our current time. Back then, it was everyone in Africa is poor or hungry.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. That is a big one. I think it's still true. Like, it gets, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's mine, too.
That was just
That's so annoying.
It was so annoying.
Oh, but the other one, too, that's, like, on the opposite side of the spectrum is, like, everyone is, like, that comes from Africa and like has a African accent is like a king or prince or like they're related to like royalty or like they have some type of like royalty back home or something like that.
My African prince or
no, like people literally say like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, he's like a king back home. Or like his dad is like
You've heard
a king.
That?
Yes, you've never heard that?
No, like now?
Yes.
Oh no, I haven't heard
or
that.
Or like
one.
he comes from like a king, like something like that along those lines. To where it's like he's kind of connected to royalty.
Interesting.
Like a lot, I hear that a lot, and I'm just like,
interesting.
I hear it too much.
Really?
I don't know if it's an Atlanta thing.
Interesting.
But
I've never heard that.
I've heard it a lot. A lot. And I just be like,
okay,
are they telling you the truth? Like,
or like, did you misunderstand?
Yeah,
because I
know everybody's like, daddy is always like chief, like chief, like everybody's like a chief or like something like that. But I think they say that and then they take that word chief and they translate it into like chief royalty. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but I know
clarity, though.
That is something that happens. A term of endearment that other Nigerian men greet each other as chief.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No, I've heard that. Growing up, I used to hear that. But now I've never heard that. What you said. Okay.
Yes.
So,
I think that is an annoying stereotype that someone is connected to royalty, and for some reason it's always on the man side, and I just feel like that's not necessarily true all the time, but I don't know if it's like a stereotype or if it's a lie that they told you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that just goes to like current, like what I think, you know what I mean? Like I feel like now, because we mentioned earlier, like
it's popular.
It's very popular. And so everyone wants to go. A lot of celebrities are traveling over there now. All of like the artists and like musicians and like songwriters, they're all collaborating now with the US. Afrobeats, and like Ghana has opened its borders, and like they're embracing like people to come there and buy land. So there's so much happening, and it's all good stuff. So I think what's now being associated with that is, everyone over there is like king status or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's definitely something to explore. Okay, the next one is, what stereotype about Africans is actually kind of true? Like, what is like a real stereotype?
It's not a stereotype.
That's not really a stereotype.
Right.
That's like,
that's interesting.
What's something that people think about Africans that's like real?
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, like, I don't know. This is just one that comes to mind. Like, Africans are like loud. And like another one is like, they're really smart. Like all of them like do really well in school, and like they come here and like they get through school and like they have their degrees and they get these really good jobs, and that's it. Like they don't play when they come.
For real. Now that's really like, I have one, but I want to say this because you brought up the education thing. Like when I made it through my statistics class because there was an African guy in my class, like not a first generation, because we're first generation Nigerian. Yeah. But he was like Nigerian. Like he had came from, he still had an accent and everything.
He's an immigrant.
Yeah. And like he used to help me with everything. Like all the stuff. Like he was like borderline like my tutor. Like every question I had, I would not have passed that class if it wasn't for him. Like for real. And so when she says that, like they come here, they do not play. That is not a stereotype. Like that is true. The other thing is like they could be a little bit prideful, yes. But it's like almost like a uppity type of thing, like bougie. In a sense, like I feel like it's so funny that like people try to paint Africans as like this lowly, poor place. Yeah. But it's like when like they kind of like are confident. Like they are very confident, almost bougie, almost like very like just uppity, like I know who I am type of thing. And like I think like a lot of people say Africans are rude. And I think that's the stereotype that to me, it is kind of true because they could kind of talk down to you and it can look like they're talking down to you because they're confident and they're bougie and they're just like very, very, I know who I am versus like, to you, it looks like they're talking down to you, but it's like, but talk back to me like that. Right. Like you can talk back to me like that too. Like I want you to talk to me like you confident too. It's not like I'm trying to talk down to you. Yeah. Like I'm trying to get you to, talk on my level. So I don't think that anyone is really trying to talk down to each other or trying to be rude, but it's just like a concept or a mannerism that they are okay with being themselves and just saying what they say and not apologizing for it. And I think it just gets the misperception of being rude. But it is not a stereotype. It really is real. Like they are like that, but they're like that with each other. Like, like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So
no, I for sure agree. I think what I would add to that is, and I used to say this a lot, and just in different conversations, different contexts. But I think for diasporas as well, right? Diasporas are the first generations here, right? Diasporas are the children of African parents that, immigrants that come here or migrated here, which, being diaspora is sometimes difficult, right? That's what we're kind of talking about tonight. But right, like you're holding both, like, or you're wearing both hats, so to speak, right? Like you're Nigerian American versus like just being Nigerian, right? So, but what I wanted to say is, I think, along what you said, a lot of times Nigerians realize that they have an opportunity here. They made it here. A lot of them cannot get out of the country. They do not get visas, right? It is not easy to come here. And that's for any nation. And so I think they hold that. I think, as soon as they step off that plane, it's go time. It's, listen, I'm putting on this confident jacket. Well, I'm not taking off my confident jacket because they leave Africa confident. They have the opportunity to come here and get education. Oh, they feel good about themselves, and they should. Right? Anyone who has the opportunity to have education here, go to school here, and they're coming from another country, please expect them to be confident. And I would not expect anything less. Right?
Like, it's almost like I don't want to say fake it till you make it, because I think even when they were in Africa, that level of confidence existed, but it was from a different level. Like it wasn't from a level of like, I gotta survive. Like, but in Africa, it was like from a level of being amongst each other and like, I gotta, make sure we good. I gotta make sure, we're eating every day. I gotta make sure we're surviving every day. I gotta make sure there's a roof over our head every day. I gotta make sure, we're making ends meet, which is kind of like the same thing in that America. A lot of us, 9 to 5, we working, but the difference is I don't know if like mental health really exists in Nigeria, which is like something we need to research. I can't say this for sure, but I don't know if like it's depression, anxiety. I think it is something that exists like more in the States.
Yeah.
I think in Nigeria it's just like, no, this is our life. Like we get up, we go, we work. We sometimes got to wake up at 5 a.m. to get, you know, to the things.
It's
like this is like it's the culture.
Sure.
So it's like the confidence exudes, you know, their way of life. Like they have just adopted this sense of confidence to get them through their everyday life. Like I want to say this too. Like it's almost like, you know, you notice like different people, Europeans have a certain type of hair. They don't have kinky hair, right? Africans have kinky hair, like, and it's because of where they grow up, because it's hot in that region. Africa is near the equator. So at the end of the day, they're going to have, you know, a different skin color. Their melanin is going to be, their melanin is to protect them, right? So, the hair is going to be different. They can't have hair all the way down their back because it's hotter. That hair is for people that live in the cold because they need long hair to protect them. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like when you grow up in this type of environment, confidence is going to start to brew in you. It's just going to start to be something that you can't wake up every day like, God, life again. I gotta go to work.
That's really good.
No, that is not the African culture. Like
you won't make
you don't
it's
get
survival
that.
of the fittest.
It's survival of the fittest.
Literally.
Yes, like you gotta be self-motivated, and that's almost instilled in the culture. In Africa. Like y'all see it. I don't know if you've ever seen real videos of Legos where people are selling at the market where
4 o'clock
you know,
in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Not even 5 o'clock.
Like, listen, they are up or they got all of these bags on their head walking. Like you don't have time to be like, oh, I gotta put this bag on my head. I gotta pack it. Oh, there's nobody to carry this. There's nobody to help me. Like that's not.
It's a very strong discipline.
Yes. And so when you come here, and you think I'm talking down to you, like I'm not talking down to you. Like this is like I'm built
this is
different.
How I know how to interact.
Yes,
this
because
is who I am.
Bred in me. This was a part of me. Like I'm a different breed. And so I think that it's not a stereotype. I think it's just a misconception that Africans are rude when they're just really, really confident in who they are. And they're, you know, a different breed of individuals because of how they had to endure, how they've been raised, how they've been, you know, exposed to hardship at an early age, you know, exposed to different parts of life at an early age. And so you walk, you talk, you move different throughout life. And so when you come to the States, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to walk, talk, move different, but people would perceive it as weird, rude, whatever. But it's not, you know? So.
Yeah, and I think too, just to kind of add to that, a lot of, you know, Nigerians that I've met, even just going through college, going through undergrad, right? They would tell stories around what it took for their parents to bring them here too, you know, so that part, like, they're just really highlighting, hey, like, I am this way because my mom, my dad, like, they got us here and I have to. Like, there is no failing. There is no failure. There is no, I'm going back to my country with nothing. And so, I think
gotta get up. You gotta move.
It's the mentality.
There's no backup plan.
There is no backup plan. That's
Period. There is no backup plan. Like this is it. It's do or die, baby. Like I gotta make this work.
Do or die.
So if I come to like our dad started at KFC.
Right.
But if I gotta start work at KFC, I'm gonna be the best employee at KFC.
Right.
Like I'm showing up early. I'm
and
going
love
in
it and have a smile on your face.
Listen. Like that is just know. And so they have a low intolerance for mediocre.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like slacker.
It's about being the best.
Why are you slacking?
Yeah.
Why are you slacking? For
C
what?
plus was not acceptable. B's were not acceptable.
What are you slacking for? You have everything. You have books. You have internet.
Because they came from schools without books.
GPT.
Chat GPT's a thing now.
It's a thing.
Oh my goodness.
You have everything.
Like you have like technology that will write your paper.
Write your paper. Why are you slacking?
I don't understand. Yeah.
There's no slacking.
Be a question mark. Like,
period.
What's wrong with you?
Period. So they don't like get that, especially when you've had it your whole life, and so. Yeah, I'm preaching to myself right now. Because why am I slacking? Period. Like, it's people that don't have, like our cousins. They don't have what we have. Really they don't have access to the things that we have. So why are you?
It's really tough. I know.
There's no problem. There should be no problem. Like, because if they saw us and they looked at us and they're like, why can't you accomplish your dreams?
Yeah,
like I'm just trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
You have access to way more than I do.
Right. Like what's the problem?
What I'm saying?
I think too, the environment shapes you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here in America, it's, I don't know, maybe that's another podcast. But,
no. That's this podcast. We are entitled.
Yeah, there's a huge
like we
entitlement.
think it's just gonna be handed to us on a silver platter. Yeah, but for them, they walk.
There's work every day. Yeah, nothing is easy. Nothing is easy, and they set their mind on success despite the journey to get there. I think for us here, it's like I can go to the mall and work, and like I have all these options. There aren't any options there. Like
there's no option.
How do I get out of this country? And that's the thing too with Nigeria. I can't speak to every country, but a lot of people want to leave the nations. They want to come to America, right? Like America is the dream. Yeah. Like our American dream is different from their dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Their dream is like education, get a degree. Our dream is like, like the good job, the house, like, career, like I think it's kind of the same, family. But like the way they look at it is a little different. Yeah. But yeah, like it is like, I need to get out of the country.
Yeah. But then it's like, it's just so different, y'all. Yeah. Like, so this is like, just a door opener. But okay, we're going to go on to the last question, which is one thing growing up African gave you that you're most proud of. What is that one thing?
Oh my goodness. That's a good one. Wow, I'm like literally thinking about that.
Well, I can go first because I know mine. I think my sense of culture, I would not trade that for the world. Like just having like a sense of like, I don't know, just the African culture, like the Nigerian culture, like the heritage is the one thing that I love. Like, and I think for me, I always think about fabric. I think about the smell of Africa, like just this way my grandma smelled. I just think about that like all the time. Like, and I think about just, different knickknacks that are just embedded in my memory from being a child to where it's just like, we had the bullying, we had the teasing, we had all the things, but I would never trade, just the smell of Africa. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. It's like a smell that I like just constantly I go back to every now and then. And I feel like that smell is like my culture, my identity, my roots, my, heritage, just like wrapped up in one. And that I would never trade that because it broadens my worldview on society and life and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I'm just sitting in your answer. I think for me, like, I don't know why this came up for me, but, so I don't live in Atlanta. I live in California right now. And my parents have come out to visit me. They came last summer or last spring. And the first thing I did when I knew they were coming was to go to the African market and get, girl. I went and got plantains. I went and got a goosey. Girl, I racked up. And I literally felt the cold, I was like, oh my goodness, I am Nigerian American. This is what you do for your Nigerian aunties, parents who are coming to visit.
For sure.
Your family is arriving soon, and you did not prepare. Chin chin, abi, and you must have all of it. And so, so I looked at my refrigerator and I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like my mom's refrigerator. This looks like our refrigerator at home. I can't even talk. But it felt so good.
Yeah.
And I think to have that ability to know, I went and got the oxtails, the cow foot. I think I had beef in there. It was all just, how it's just stacked in the freezer.
She's even more African than me because I've never purchased cow foot.
I mean, oxtail. I know we had oxtail in there. And I think, shaki. If y'all know what shaki is, it's the intestinal lining of, I won't go into it, but Google shaki, S-H-A-K-I. You cook it with your stew. Y'all. It's chewy. It's the intestinal. It's good. And so it's just something that you add in the food. I won't go into recipe right now. But, to get back on topic, it felt so good to understand how, you honor your parents when they come to visit you. It is no Burger King and takeout. No. I be chicken French fry. Sure. No, it's none of that. And don't get me wrong, we will eat, but when they're coming to visit, and that's how it was growing up. We saw our dad clean the house. That's one thing too. Every time I travel, I clean up. I cannot leave my place dirty.
For sure.
I used to see my dad do that when people were coming to visit. He would vacuum the whole house. It would be so nice.
Nice, yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
This is nice. It was so nice.
Yeah.
But I think just what it means to prepare for people to come to your home. People are coming to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm still like that to this day. If my friend calls me and say, hey, let's come over, we're going to cook. I will clean up. And I wouldn't stop until I make sure it looks the way my house looked when my dad cleaned it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. That's really good. You're really Nigerian American. Yes. Because I both Nigerian American. I just learned how to cook jollof.
Oh,
literally,
girl, and I'm
still
good on that picture.
I'm still working on it.
Oh, and I tasted it.
Did you save some overcooked? Yeah,
you saved some.
Yes, but it wasn't.
I had some.
It wasn't
good.
there.
It was good, y'all.
It was all right. I need to perfect it, but I love what you said about honor. I think that's big.
Yeah.
I think that I'm just now understanding what honor is.
Yeah.
I think before. I used to think honor was something we were forced to do,
Yeah.
But now I think it's just being able to show appreciation and show that, hey, you may not have had it all together.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may not have known what to do being first Nigerian in America.
Yeah.
Not first generation, but just coming straight off. What's the show called? Off the Boat?
Oh.
Coming off the boat to America or whatever. But, fresh off the boat. Yeah.
Coming to America.
Yes, Coming to America. Legit.
The
You may not, Eddie Murphy, even though he was rich, he was a king. He was a king.
I think that's where everyone got it from.
They think they're a king.
I think Coming to America.
You are not Eddie Murphy, boy. Sit down. Sit down. No, sir.
That's what
yes,
it is.
But they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They was they didn't know what neighborhood to live in.
Right.
Different
Just
things. They was
shocked.
working at McDonald's.
Yeah,
The
culture shock.
I don't know. Anyways, like, I think that at the end of the day, I do love Coming to America. At the end of the day, you may not have known what to do. You may not have known how to navigate America or anything like that. But I'm just now starting to get to a place where honor is becoming something that I know I need to embrace more of. Like, embracing honor, honoring people even when they made mistakes. Because just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you're not worthy of being honored, because you're still our parents. So regardless of mistakes that they may have made because they didn't know what to do as an African parent, doesn't mean that we shouldn't honor them as our parents. You know what I mean? And so I love what you said about honor, like going, preparing for them, doing all of the things. And it's just for and just moving into the faith-filled segment, y'all, because we know we always do the faith-filled segment. I think that, there's a scripture that says, like, even on our best days, we're nothing but filthy rags. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Scripture. I could look it up really
We
quick.
are.
The actual scripture. But, and at the end of the day, none of us are worthy. Like, period. Like, none of us are worthy. None of us are, should ever, hold on, let me find this.
And even as you're looking at that scripture, I'm reminded of the scripture that talks about honoring your parents. So our days will be long. You know what I mean?
Yes. I love that too.
We don't always do that. Like, I can sit and literally think of times more recently where my behaviors did not honor my parents, or my conversation, or like, even in your adult age, we still are to honor them. And I know this is kind of going off, but like, we are to honor them and not like hold things against them, because everyone is imperfect.
Yeah.
We're all imperfect.
Yeah. And I think about it just like, learning that as well, like in relationships, sisters, brother, sister relationship, like, family, whatever. Like, at the same time, it's like, no one is like truly perfect. I think, like, our brothers and sisters coming into a different culture deserve more grace. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And the scripture that I'm talking about is Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as unclean things, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. So really the part I want y'all to look at is, but we are all as unclean thing. Sorry, y'all, I can't read. But we are all as unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. That's Isaiah 64:6. And so, like, it's like even all of our goodness, you know what I mean? Like, we're still
that's something to think about.
We can never really be great. So it's just like, but that doesn't mean we don't deserve to honor each other, like in the time of honoring. Like, you know what I mean? Like in times where we should be honored. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna not tell you happy birthday because you made a mistake, or because you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna still celebrate you on your birthday, lift you up, love you, support you, make sure people know that I love you and support you, because at the end of the day, who am I? Like, even on my best days, I'm nothing but a filthy rag. So, it doesn't mean that I don't deserve the honor on my birthday. It doesn't mean that, we both made mistakes. We both make mistakes. We're both, on our best days.
Yeah. That's,
we're both like that. Like, all of us in all of our righteousness, the most that we can ever do. It doesn't even matter, because we still fall short. We still are never going to be perfect. It doesn't matter, but I can still decide to honor you. I can still decide to celebrate you.
It's a decision.
It's a decision. It's never going to be perfect. Like, period. Like, at the end of the day, I definitely believe like people that are coming into the States from other countries, immigrants, people that don't know how to navigate in the U.S., they definitely deserve some grace. And, that's something that if you are a first generation Nigerian or African here in the States and you have parents that are just trying to figure it out, just trying to get through the day, just trying to make it work, give them grace. Give them grace because the older you get, the more you'll be able to truly honor them, as you get older, as they get older, as they learn, hey, maybe I shouldn't have did it like this. Maybe I should have apologized for that thing. Maybe I shouldn't have forced her to be a lawyer or a nurse. Maybe I shouldn't have, did these things or whatever. But I was learning. And so me as a daughter or as a son, I'm not going to honor you because you didn't know how to support me throughout my life. Like, I think we still honor those people.
Honor is honor. Yeah,
honor is honor. Because on our worst days, we're nothing but filthy rags.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Nobody's perfect.
So good.
Yeah.
I agree.
You want to say anything?
Okay. I agree. I think you said it very well.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all. So that's pretty much it. We have Niekachi's ready to go to sleep. She is ready. She's like, yeah, that's it. End of the podcast. No, y'all, but for real, we have been talking for a while, and we really want you guys to just be encouraged and be full of faith, and know that, even if you're a first generation Nigerian, first generation African, wherever you are, whoever you are, be encouraged to give your parents grace. Yeah. Give them grace. Yeah.
And embrace your culture because it's beautiful.
Yes. Eventually, right now you may not love it, but you'll grow to love it. And so it definitely turns into something that you could pass down to your kids or something that you could cherish forever. Right. So, yeah. But that is the podcast for today. Thank you guys for being a part. Thank you, our Go Girl Niekachi, for being here. I appreciate you. This has been a phenomenal. Here. Thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate you too.
Never get to do stuff as sisters. But y'all continue to watch and be on the lookout for more episodes. I have some phenomenal episodes planned for you guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast, share this podcast with someone, and it's our hope that you guys are encouraged to continue to live your life in the fullness of everything that you are. Don't try to hide or not be who you are because you're ashamed of your culture or ashamed of things. No, just live your life phenomenally and go forth, be great, adapt to your culture, make it fit you, because just because one Nigerian is doing something one way or somebody's doing, you don't always have to do it the same way. Like, you can be yourself in your own skin, in your own culture, and adapt to it, make it your own, right? And so, I hope you guys are encouraged and inspired by this episode to that you are not alone growing up African. You are not alone, okay? And on the flip side, if you don't know about the African culture, we hope that we expose you to the African culture, to go try some peanut butter soup, to go try some okra soup, to go try some, I don't know about shaki, I don't know about that one, but try some things. You might like it. Jollof rice, for real. That's the popular one. If you haven't tried that, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But, there's some amazing things with the African culture. And so we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Niekachi, once again.
Thank you.
Like, share, subscribe. And until next time, it's Pop for your girl. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Pop for your girl.
That's right, it's a podcast.
It's Pop for your girl.
We got to go out.
Pop for your girl.